All right, another week in the books, and we're back. And I think an appropriate title for this week's broadcast would be, "Oh, how the tables have turned." From the best scorer in the league to one of the worst. What do you think about week 2?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You went from 146 to 60, just like that.
A bad trend.
Man, that was. I mean, you started off Thursday not so well. I mean, your best player got 5.
Yeah, and to be honest, that definitely set the tone. I mean, it was.
And I don't think O.J. Howard played.
I did not see O.J. Howard on the field once. I'm pretty sure the backup kicker got more snaps than O.J., so that was unfortunate.
But Godwin got you 18, but those two bad scores there just did not start you off well.
No, coming out of Thursday, I wasn't feeling good. I scrambled to make a last-minute pickup on defense because a couple Jets guys got injured, and they were playing the Browns, so I thought I better get somebody. Saw the 49ers didn't do that well the first week versus the Bucks. The Bengals had a solid defensive performance versus the Seahawks, and obviously that was the worst waiver pickup of the week.
Probably the year.
Probably will end up being the worst pickup of the year.
I mean, but looking at Chris's team, he did not have that great of a... I mean, this was the game of the week. If you guys did listen to our podcast this last week, we did choose this as game of the week.
What a bad
call. It was
call.
a very low-scoring game. Very low-scoring game. Chris didn't do well. Trubisky might need another quarterback there. Who's his backup quarterback? I don't think he has one. Oh, Andy Dalton. Who has been actually doing... Yeah, he's been doing well. But I don't know what Tribby's doing out there. He looks lost like always.
All right, let's maybe not like always, but he's had a couple rough games.
Barkley showed up. Antonio Brown got a touchdown, but just Adam Thielen didn't do much. Delaney Walker, after his 2-touchdown game week 1, kind of dudded this week.
Bears defense, probably not as good as we all thought they would do.
Yeah.
But
a close game.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good scores on the bench down there too. So
those running backs.
But he didn't really need too much this week. He did not need a whole lot of points to win this game.
Yeah, it's hard to lose when your opponent puts up -8 on defense and 0 at tight end.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I told you earlier this week, my team doesn't like being the favorite. We play way better when we're underdogs, so I should be back in that underdog status coming into week 3. So I'm not worried about my team yet. I just think we had a pretty off week.
Yeah, that was the game of the week, like we said, and hopefully this game of the week will go a little better than that.
Hopefully, and then I see that you had a pretty nice week trying to go for my highest score of the year title here, I see.
And I did it without a kicker. Matt Prater missed a field goal and got an extra point. He got a 0.
Yeah, but
everyone else showed up.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson making a pretty solid statement run for MVP this year if he keeps playing like this. That was hell of a draft by you, Lamar Jackson.
111th pick. I just looked that up today, and wow, was that a good pick. Number 1 quarterback going in the year. And the number 2 quarterback I found actually pretty surprising was Dak Prescott. We'll get to Johnny's team here in a little bit, but that looks like a pretty good pick for Johnny. But running back showed up. Aaron Jones, after that awful week performance against the Bears, he did what I hoped he would do all year. Eckler, of course, he's number 1 running back. Hopefully Melvin Gordon just doesn't show up.
All right.
My team is looking good.
Let's chill on the Melvin Gordon talk. So that's kind of a sore subject right now. But Odell had a nice game, even though Baker sucked because of that 70-whatever-yard touchdown.
Yeah, Odell was nice. I mean, I didn't need it, so I didn't even watch the game, so it's a little anticlimactic for me. Hopefully he does it again this week. But, I mean, I was in control with Rudy pretty much the whole day.
Yeah, I mean, and Rudy's team, aside from Patrick Mahomes, not really a great showing. I see a lot of single digits.
Ridley did well. I know
Um,
we kind of bashed Ridley a little bit in the preseason or in the before season, but let's see, 2 games. Let's see what he's got. He's got 12 and 16. Hey, 2 double digits, 2 touchdowns.
yeah,
Not too bad so far.
not bad. Carry-on had a pretty good week. I think he had a long run. LaShawn McCoy, that's
Not a good
rough.
play.
Hey,
Hey,
we
he does
have
have something uncommon.
we got twin tight ends with this fucking goose eggs. I think
So Njoku, I think he got a
he got
concussion.
hurt. Yeah, he got hurt,
Yeah.
so he's got a much better excuse than OJ Howard. So,
Yeah, he left it with a concussion. Hopefully he's okay though.
and if there was any kicker I would not want to have this year, I think it would be Adam Vinatieri. that guy is missing so many, not only field goals but extra points.
Yeah, so he's 2 for 5 in extra points, and that is bad. I know we have a lot of Colts fans listening to this, or in our league at least, and
He is
what is he, 46?
1 for 3 in field goals and 2 for 5 in extra points, like you said. That is horrible. I would rather not start a kicker. Which
He
is
did get 1 point, so it's better than 0, I guess.
That's true, but just the way he's been playing all year has been pretty brutal.
Rudy's got Joe Mixon on the bench. He was banged up a little last week. He still played. It was probably a good play that he didn't. He got, what did he get? 2.7. That's about what LaShawn got, but he should do better. I don't know. Rudy's team is.
Yeah, and he had
I
that
think it's all right.
that Tevin Coleman injury,
Yeah. He didn't drop it yet.
and he's got 8,000 QBs on his team.
And defenses.
Yeah, hogging all the defenses, which is why I had to pick up the goddamn Bengals. He could have left somebody on the bench or the waivers for me to pick up.
Rudy's got the plan to screw the defenses, because I'm screwed. I mean, I got the Browns. They're not that great, so I'm maybe be in your boat here soon. Hopefully
Man, but
not, though.
this game, just a blowout. So we'll get to a game that was at least a little bit closer here. Jimmy and Johnny, the battle of the Jays. Looks like it went
Jimmy got
Jimmy's
lucky.
way. Yeah, Drew Brees throwing his hand into Aaron Donald pretty much sealed the deal for Jimmy on this game.
Yep.
That's tough to win when your quarterback goes out that early with negative 1/2 points.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I mean, Jimmy's team. I mean, Aaron Rodgers. I watched that Packers game. He looked a lot better. That whole offense looked a lot better. I was surprised he only got 14.4. I thought he was on track to get a little bit more. I mean, I
A
think
lot
the
of
first
Aaron
half-
Jones in that game, like you saw on your team.
With the first half, he was slinging, and then I think the second half they kind of figured him out.
Yeah. Travis Kelce, another big week. No surprise there. Sony Michelle bounced back after last week. Devontae Adams. I didn't think Devontae Adams getting shadowed by Xavier Rhodes was going to turn out very well, but he still managed to put up a solid week.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched that game, but I mean, the first half, Aaron Rodgers was throwing the heck out the ball. I think the second half is when Aaron Jones just kind of got in there and did his business, but he was slinging it because I have Devontae Adams in my other league, and they were connecting a lot in the first half, but second half they were not.
Yeah.
It's a
And
good game
then,
to watch.
I mean, Jarvis Landry, Odell kind of stole the show last night. I think that return to New York had him hyped up, and he wanted to show off his new watch, put up a big night. But Jimmy's team, pretty solid week. Unfortunate for Johnny to lose Drew Brees. It's too bad he didn't start Dak Prescott because he would have
That's what I was
murdered.
talking. Dak Prescott, number 2 quarterback, and it's not. I mean, it's bad this week that Drew Brees did what he did, but he's got Dak on the bench, and I think that's going to pay off. It's not going to be a big loss for Johnny.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. He's been rubbing in my face this Derrick Henry thing because I've been down on Derrick Henry on this podcast a lot and on everything, and I still am. Don't get me wrong, but just because this guy gets a goal line carry, and I mean, obviously he's going to score. He's 400 pounds, but without that goal line carry, pretty average week. So, Johnny, Derrick Henry still sucks.
And Todd Gurley with a touchdown finally. I think Johnny got him like 7th pick maybe, so Johnny hopes to have him kind of keep scoring a lot for him. 6th overall pick.
Yeah, I think that first week was kind of fluky because Malcolm Brown got those 2 goal line carries.
This was a good game to watch. I think I picked Jimmy to win. No, I think I picked Johnny to win, and Drew Brees just kind of screwed us.
Yeah, I think I picked Johnny to win too, but I think he's got a lot of promise down here on the bench. I'm surprised you didn't start Terry McLaurin. Went with Julian Edelman instead. But, I mean, versus the Dolphins, y'all knew the Patriots were going to put up a gazillion points, so I might have made the same move. But definitely not a terrible week for Johnny. It's just unfortunate on that injury. Yep.
Yeah, that's the big thing. All right, so we can go over to the James and Chewy, and I thought this was probably going to be the best game of the week. Or at least this is the one that I had the most hard time choosing. I think I ended up picking Chewy, but I mean, Deshaun Watson has not been doing that well. I was pretty high on him. I guess his first week was pretty good, but just didn't show up against the Jacksonville defense.
Yeah, the James kind of ran away with this one. I mean, Sammy Watkins kind of got overshadowed by those other 2 receivers, Hardman and Robinson, so he kind of had an off week. David Johnson didn't have much of a week. And Dalvin Cook had a great week, unlike TJ Hawkinson, who went from a huge debut rookie game and from that to a .7. That's O.J. Howard status almost. He's .7 away from a goose egg.
So Chewy picked the wrong tight end the first week against me, and then this week he picked the wrong tight end because he's got Vance McDonald with a 2-touchdown game with a 16 spot.
Yep, Vance McDonald got 2 TDs from that backup quarterback, and then he's got Josh Allen down there going nutty. But James, on the other hand, solid week. Everyone seemed to do all right, except Miles Sanders, not really, but everybody else had a pretty good week for him. Julio Jones went off. Matt Ryan was tearing it up Sunday night.
I remember a couple of years ago, they kept saying Julio Jones can't score touchdowns. He's got 3 in 2 games this year.
Yeah, he's been looking pretty good. Brandon Cooks had a pretty solid day. Saw him get a couple deep passes. I think, did James Conner, he got hurt at one point. I don't remember what part of the game it was.
He did. I don't know if this game was. I did not watch this game. I think he's gonna be okay though.
I would not be super upset if he's not. I got Jalen Samuels on the bench, so if he wants to sit out a game or 2, I wouldn't be crying about it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it says express confidence Monday that he'll be able to suit up for week 3, so it looks like he'll be all right. Kind of dodged a bullet with James, because I mean, you got Mark Ingram, but you got Miles Sanders, who hasn't looked good at all, and there's other running backs. I mean, Carlos Hyde has actually looked. He's getting bulk of the carries, but I think he'd rather have James Conner on that spot than Carlos.
Yeah, and he's got Emmanuel Sanders down here too, who pretty great week against a really good defense. So that's a promising stat there.
Man, 11 receptions.
Yeah, no, but would have been really nice score in PPR, you know. But yeah, pretty good game here. James did run away with it, but I think I picked him to win. So actually, no, I didn't. Just checked that.
Pick Chewy? I picked Chewy
I did pick Chewy. Thanks for letting me down, Chewy. And then we have probably the biggest surprise of the week. Lubasi Kekela puts up 135. Oh my god. I don't think anyone could have seen this coming.
Yeah, and I mean, Patriots D, you got 35 points.
Yeah,
that was a big thing.
He wanted to act like that wasn't most of the reason this happened. I mean, John Ross and Jared Goff, great weeks, don't get me wrong, but that 35 from the Patriots defense on a 2-touchdown shutout game, that's the dream.
That's a good defense. But I do have to give him props for McCole Hardman. Didn't know who that guy was before this week. He got a touchdown. That was a good play.
Yeah, I can't believe he drafted him.
No, he picked him up.
Oh, I was thinking he drafted him.
Oh, maybe the last pick. I can check right now. But the one thing that I'd be worried about if I was Lubasi, 17th round. You're right. 2200.
I think he handcuffed Tyreek Hill, which turned out to be a really good call. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he had a great week, but the one thing, like I was saying, was Stephon Diggs. He had 1 catch. Luckily, it was for a touchdown, but 3 catches for 2 games. I mean, Diggs, I had him last year, and he made his bread and butter were like those 10-yard. You know, he'd have like 8 to 12 catches a game, and to see that he only has 3 this year in 2 games, not a good sign.
Yeah, the passing in that offense has just not been there at all. Dalvin Cook has just been...
Whoever had Thielen wasn't doing that well either.
No, Dalvin Cook has been running that offense, no pun intended. And
Matt
I mean,
Breida had a pretty good too.
Yeah, the 49ers running backs both had a great week. We'll see Raheem Mostert when we get to Matt, but Zeke Elliott, a good bounce back week. He had pretty bad numbers last week, but he got back to his usual form this week.
10 more carries than last week. Yeah, it was a good game by Lubasi. I didn't think he had a chance.
Dude, I don't think too many people did.
He's another guy rocking 3 defenses.
Dude, this is why I have -8 in my defense spot. Guys, somebody drop me a defense. Lubasi, Rudy, you don't need all of them. Help me out a little bit here.
Then we go to Joey. I mean, I still like Joey's team, but Cam Newton, I don't know about him this year. He's looking like a lost puppy.
Yeah, he's having an off year. Hopefully
Just
that
2
bodes
games.
well for Chris McCaffrey, but obviously we saw in the game this week that the whole offense was just shitballs.
Yeah, not a good game. But I do like his team still. Le'Veon Bell and Nick Chubb.
A lot of potential
I like those.
here. Amari Cooper, now that Michael Gallup's gone, probably going to rake in some more catches.
Yeah, I think he's 0-2. I think he is 0-2. He's sneaky. I don't think he's bad.
He's got Matt
Bad
Ryan
on-
down here on the bench too if he needs to replace Cam. So, I mean, he's got options here on the bench. Not terrible. Kenyon Drake, I don't know about those Miami running backs. It might be time to jump ship on those guys. But yeah, Lubasi dominated this one. I think like the Fab Five kind of shocked the world there on this game, but you know what? I'll give him props. A good week. He's not getting that defense score every week though, so
Oh, he got it week 1 too. I think the 49ers gave him like 26 last week, so maybe he just knows what defense to play.
well, he needs to drop at least one because he's got 3 and he doesn't need all of them. So
28 last week, yeah.
Lubasi, drop me defense. Maybe I'll stop talking so much trash about you.
All right, so they'll go into the last game, which was kind of a blowout. Well, not even a blowout. Just Matt was just awful.
Yeah, another quarterback, a rough quarterback injury though. You hate to see that.
Yeah, that Big Ben. I mean, you were praising that Big Ben to Juju pickup after the draft, but it's not gonna look good anymore.
I was, and yeah, I mean, with Big Ben out for the season, no, it's not going to look good anymore. I mean, maybe he'll pick up the Steelers' backup.
But I mean that's gonna not bode well for Juju either. I mean the rest of the year. Hopefully, I don't even know who the backup is. I just looked him up. I just can't remember. He starts throwing.
Mason Rudolph is his name.
Yeah, there you go.
He had a pretty decent game.
Yeah, Vance McDonald got 2 touchdowns from him. But I mean, just not. I mean, he had 1 double digits. Devin Singletary. The rest were literally single digits.
Singletary also went down that game. Not sure how long he's going to be out. Looks like he's day to day. So that's a tough loss for Matt. Two starters getting injured. You hate to see it. Hopefully he can find some good replacements there. Because I know someone else has Frank Gore, but he does have Raheem Mostert down there on the bench, who had a great week. Tevin Coleman's probably still going to be out for a couple more weeks, so could be his savior down there.
And I'm looking at Dom's team. I mean, a goose egg from Alshon, but still pulled it off.
He didn't play that game. He got hurt in the first quarter, I believe.
Did he?
Yeah, and I believe he is probably day-to-day as well.
Could miss the next 2 games. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, we have had an obscene amount of injuries early this year.
Yeah, that's one thing that's going to affect a lot, because I know Drew Brees is going to affect Michael Thomas for me. Big Ben is going to affect, just Drew Brees is going to affect Johnny, and then Big Ben and Juju's going to affect Matt, and then you have 2 injuries on your team right now with Michael Gallup and
Josh Jacobs.
But I think Josh Jacobs probably should play. But I mean, Alshon Jeffrey, there's a lot of week 2 injuries. If you got through week 2 without injuring anybody or having an important person, you got pretty lucky.
Yeah, if you don't have a questionable next to anyone on your team, kudos to you and congratulations, because you're looking better than a lot of people right now.
Yes, you are. But yeah, I mean, Dom kind of pulled away. Not really too much.
He had a very solid, consistent week. But you got to look at, if Alshon played, he's probably looking at maybe another 9 to 12 points. Chris Carson had a rough week running against that Pittsburgh defense. I think Rashad Penny might have got a touchdown.
He did.
Stole that one from him. Alvin Kamara, kind of like Christian McCaffrey, a rough week, but that's not going to happen every week. So, Dom's still got a pretty good team here. If Alshon can come back quickly. He's got some decent options down here on the bench, though.
All right, so we're going to go to the next week. Week 3 it is. Yeah, week 3 already. We're probably going to just kind of quickly go over the week 3 matchups. We could maybe ask at the end of the podcast, but we could just quickly do week 3 matchups and then go towards the mini games. For the week 3, we can start with what we think is going to be the game of the week this week. 2 2-0 teams, and it's just me and Jimmy. The projections are within 2 points, so it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a big dogfight, I think. Jimmy, I feel like he's getting a little lucky with playing Rudy the week 1, who put up like 60, and then he got lucky with Johnny. So he's gonna get a match with me though. There's no doubt about it.
You just gotta hope Lamar Jackson can keep it up.
Hey, KC's defense is not good, but he's got a questionable with Damian Williams. So he's gotten that. He's getting bit by that bug too.
Yep. Speaking of tough matchups, I get to play Dom this week. We just talked about. He's got a solid team and should be a good game.
A lot of questionables on this screen too.
Yeah,
Jacobs,
definitely.
Like you said, Chris Conley's questionable. That's your backup to Gallup.
Yeah, it was gonna be, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that or not.
And he plays on Thursday, so that's
I don't even know.
Keep an eye on that one.
I don't even know if I want to roll the dice on Thursday games anymore after last week, but yeah, I'm not gonna say that I'm not nervous for this game versus Dom. I think it's gonna be a good fight, but hopefully we can pull it out.
Yeah, Dom's projected to beat you by 4. It should be a good game.
Yep.
So let's go to Johnny and Chewy's going to be the next one. Johnny does have Dak Prescott in there, which of course makes sense, but Chewy is projected to win pretty handily by 8. But Chewy's team just hasn't performed. He's 0-2. Johnny could steal this.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Deshaun Watson, Chargers defense lost another safety this week, so Deshaun Watson might have a pretty big week. But, I mean, Dak Prescott playing the Dolphins, that's actually probably going to be a really good quarterback matchup there. So, and then Derrick Henry will probably put up maybe 4 points. And I don't know. I think this is going to be a close one.
Jaguars. Yeah, the Jags have a tough defense.
I think that's going to be maybe a little closer than the projection, but I don't know. I think if someone runs away with this one, it's going to be Chewy.
All right, so the next game is going to be James and Rudy. Rudy has not set his lineup. He's got 2 empty, so I think he's probably looking for some waiver wire help or something.
Yeah, we got a lot of green check marks on James's side here, but yeah, he's got 2 empty slots. But this should be, I mean, he's still projected 73 without those 2 people, so it might actually be a pretty close game.
Each. Yeah, give those 2 10-point eaches. He's got 93, so it just depends. I mean, that's something to look out for when picking your mini games. It is only Tuesday, so I mean, I guess we don't really expect lineups to be fully made. But I think he's number 1 on the waiver wire, so let's see who he picks up. There's a couple people that probably should be picked up, 1 and 2, but I guess we'll see what happens at tomorrow morning.
I know I got my eye on a couple people. I need to definitely pick it up. My injuries.
This should be a good game. You got James Conner questionable, and you got AJ Green out for Rudy, so they're both getting bit by that bug as well.
And we got Chris and Lubasi here, which looks like it's going to be a pretty close game. Lubasi, his Patriots defense is playing another weak offense because the Jets, I don't know if Sam Darnold's going to play this week, but the Jets lost their backup quarterback. They were playing their 3rd string last night, so if that's the case, his defense could get another 35 points.
Yeah, Sam Darnold needs to stop making out with people in the club with mono. That's crazy.
Man, I can't believe he missed a whole game for it.
Yeah, maybe 2. I was thinking that he might probably be out this week. I heard like 2 to 4 weeks, but I don't know if that was true. I just read that on Twitter. That might have been a joke, but I don't know.
That's crazy.
But I don't know. I mean, Lubasi's projected to win, but he's only got 3 check marks. You know, you got Zeke playing the Dolphins, 20 points. That's a lot.
That's a big projection, but it is the Dolphins, so
it is.
We'll
see how that one plays out.
If there's any week that Mitch Trubisky is going to go off, I think this might be the one. Redskins defense hasn't looked great, so hopefully Chris will have a bounce back game from Mitch, and as a Bears fan, I hope that happens as well.
All right, so the last game that we're going to talk about briefly is going to be Matt and Joey, 2-0-2 teams.
Somebody's coming out of here with a win.
Someone's winning.
How funny would it be if they tied? Oh, man, that'd be hilarious.
No, ties go to the most quarterback points.
Oh, do they?
So we
don't do ties. Yeah, we don't do ties in here. Good call. Good.
So if that's the case, Matt Ryan is projected more than Jameson, so Joey's gonna win.
Barely though. That's a close one.
Yeah, barely.
Jets defense, Indy defense. I don't know. Jamie has not looked great this year, but he's one of those guys who will have 4 1 week and 32 the next week. So who really knows?
Who really knows? But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, like we said, with these injured quarterbacks. Matt's got Juju, and I got Michael Thomas. Those 2 are going to be the ones probably hurting the most because those are first-round picks, and we expect them to get, 10 catches a game, hopefully a touchdown in there. But I don't know if that's going to be the case anymore, but I hope it is.
I think this is going to be. It's going to be a tough game to pick, and I think it's going to be really close. Maybe this should be game of the week.
The
battle of the 0-2s. All
All
right.
right, so then we can move on to the mini games. Got my
Yeah,
spreadsheet up.
this is pretty close. We've got a wide range of scores here. A lot of people here in the middle of the road with 4, 5s, and 6s, and then see we got 2 people at the bottom here, James and Chewy, with currently in first place with 7 points.
Yeah, so Chewy came back with a 4 spot, and Johnny got a 4 spot too last week. And I'm just curious on who's going to be the first 5-pointer this year.
That's that's an elite run right there.
But then you got Lubasi. He's not that good at this game.
Well, maybe he'll be
He's got
the
only 2.
maybe he'll be the one to shock us all and get that first 5-0 for the week. The Great White Buffalo.
So we got Chewy and James are with 7. Who we got with 6s? We got Joey with 6, Johnny with 6. Those are the 6s. 5, you got Ryan with 5, Dom with 5. That's 5s. 4s, you got Jimmy, Chris, Matt, Rudy, and me. So a lot of 4s.
And then Lubasi bringing up the rear.
Lubasi at 2. Nobody at 3. Lubasi at 2.
There he is. I'm
of
telling
4s,
you
though.
though, he's gonna surprise us one week and get the 5-fecta.
I hope it is. I want everyone to be close. I want this to be a good, fun mini game. But it looks like Chewy and James are the most consistent so far. Joey's actually really consistent with 3. But
Yeah, but I think you can see how it can fluctuate so fast. I mean, I don't think anyone's really gonna run away with this one or anything like that. So I think it should stay fairly close most of the year. But who knows? I could be wrong.
yeah, Jimmy got only 1 point last week with Lubasi. Matt did want me to shout out Lubasi for picking him last week, even though it was the only person who picked Matt was Lubasi. So Matt wanted me to give him a shout out, even though it was wrong. I'm gonna do that for you, Matt. Thanks for listening, Matt. I did that shout out for you. But it'll be interesting to see who people pick this week. See if somebody can get that fiver.
I'm going for the 5 this week. But more
should've had a
importantly,
little-
I'm going for the win in the real game.
Yeah, we should have a little side bet. See, like $10 for the first person who got 5, because it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen in a couple of weeks. I don't know. I think it's gonna be pretty hard to get 5.
I think it will be hard, but I think someone does it before the end of the year.
Oh, for sure.
Cast your votes now. Who's gonna be the first person to hit 5? Everyone's probably gonna vote for themselves. That's a stupid game. We're not doing that. All right. Well, another wild week. I'm excited to get into week 3. I definitely got to redeem myself. I look like an idiot after putting up the highest of the year and then coming back with one of the lowest. So, really looking forward to week 3 to get back in and redeem myself.
All right, I think that'll do it for this episode. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Have a good weekend.
And good luck in week 3.